So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment. Hi everyone, Martha here. And so, in case my camera's not done charging, my physical camera, because I was going to have my cat pretend to be a ghost, I'm just going to sing the song. Because my camera is just like a phone. If you have... Here comes Simba, never mind.
Ooh, the place, Spooks come out for the seemly place. Happy hunter, particularly realize, and besides, ghosts come out to socialize. Now don't hold your paws and don't try to and don't try to hide or mysterious spook may besides your size clouding in the sacred size they pretend to terrorize. Gambling kitties about to socialize. A million bells on material bells. Lost feet put deep in tails. Happy haunted materialize. Don't go detail precise. Gambling kitties about to socialize. Hope you guys enjoy that. Sorry, the weird camera's acting weird and my daughter's mean. Enjoy the review! I don't like this.
So guys, yesterday I went and saw Haunted Mansion, as you can see. Otherwise I would not be singing the song, and I don't remember all the words all the time to it. But I think this one was a lot better than the 2003 one. So, and the reason why I think this one was a lot more faithful to the ride. It represented the ride a lot better than the other one. Yes, they still had some friendly ghosts at the very end of the movie. But most of the time, the ghosts were haunting them. So yeah. So spoilers ahead. So Ben is a guide for haunted places that really are haunted. He's never seen a ghost, and he lost his wife recently in a car accident, and so he is grieving over her. And we have a mother and a son move into what's basically the haunted mansion, because this one looks like the haunted mansion, and they end up both being haunted, just like in the ride. If you have, because there's usually 3 people who are in the ride on each seat, and if there's not 3 people, they put a ghost who make it look like they follow you home. Now, the way they look like for this one, since they have them in the back seat, and they follow you home, and then they haunt you until you go back. and that's what basically what happened to Ben. We did not see what happened to the mother and the son and Owen Wilson's character, because same thing happened to them, but we can only focus mainly on Ben. Ben is the main character. Say the rest of them are really side characters. Um, and so it's still about the people being haunted, but there is flashbacks to the people on the ride that we get to learn about. We get to learn about Madame Yoda's back story and the Hatbox Ghost. Makes you feel like I'm talking about something from Danny Phantom. I am the Box Ghost. Um,
Ha ha! I am the box ghost! You cannot hold me within the confines of a cylindrical container!
That's weird. According to my schedule, you should be done catching ghosts by now.
except for this one's a lot more scarier than that guy. And they did show the Hatchet Lady part when she is because they did a joke. I bet those guys deserve what got to them, because then she was throwing hatchets at Ben, and so that part was pretty good. And when they had the room actually going up when they were chased by the CGI crocodiles, that part was from the ride. And then they had the whole entire segment where we see the box ghost fully for the first because we see the box ghost, the box hack ghost a couple of times in the movie. Once when Ben is spirit is soul or spirit comes out of his body, and he gets possessed for a moment by one of the other ghosts, and he and the ghost ends up chasing him around the house and like saying and asking him like basically because he hears his deceased wife, and I guess the thing is he already has when they meet Madame Yoda, she says that there's 936 ghosts in the house, or 930 something. And then when Danny DeVito comes on, his character Bruce, he's a professor, so he knows a lot about the house, and he's been wanting to go to the house for a while. And I guess they kind of play him as the most vulnerable to get taken, besides Ben, since Bruce is actually very close to dying because he is about to have open heart surgery. So yeah, and he's who the box hack ghost possesses. Now, I remember from our research from the ride, and the box hack ghost was not able to be in the ride at first when the ride was first built because he was way too advanced at the time. So they made him part of the ride later. So yeah, he wasn't like they had the animatronic made, but it wasn't working right. So it was already made. Like sometimes the ghosts and the appearance did not always appear from the head to the box hat. So yeah, because that's a hard trick, I guess, to do. And back in the 50s and 60s, because Disneyland has been around since the 50s. So yeah, you have to remember the company's 100 years old, not the park. Yeah, and so yeah, and that was like, and I think the ride was being made after Walt died, because it was being made during his lifetime, and he died right before it was finished. So the ride was made in 1967. So yeah, so technically, the box hack ghost was in the ride probably later on the 60s. So I got that wrong. So 60s. So yeah, 60s. And so, and I think Madame and Yoda was already there because they took the lines, because the one who did Madame and Yoda was the one who did Lucifant in the ride. And I'm not sure the Hatchet Lady was already there, but a lot of times they add new characters to the ride when technology gets more advanced. So yeah. So that's basically it. And I know they had the statue guys all around the place, but they didn't do the singing like they did in the Eddie Murphy one. But I like this one a lot better because of like everything I said. Owen Wilson's character did a lot of good jokes in the movie. I'm not going to say them all, so when you go and watch it, you can hear them. But yes, there's that one. Are going to be deader. And Danny DeVito did a good job. Jamie Lee Curtis did a great job playing Madame Yoda. And Jared Leno, who, let's face it, it's not only his fault what happened with Joker. He was not really in it that often with Suicide Squad, but he was doing things in the back while the thing was filmed. And as far as I know, he did not do any of those things that he did for Suicide Squad for a Haunted Mansion. That's good. And he plays the box hack ghost in this one. So he plays the villain. And I'm so happy this time around they made the villain a ghost from the ride. I am so much happy that's who they use, and I like the effect on him. This movie was so good. Why can't they do something like this, where basically they replace the remake with the old one? If they're gonna, I really wish they would stop doing these stupid live action remakes, but make them good, like this one was. The sad thing is that more people like happy for Barbie and Oppenheimer, but more people are going to those two movies than this movie, and it's making this movie suffer for the box office. And I don't get why the stupid critics that work in Hollywood think this movie should be 40%. It's not that bad. I would say that should get at least like around 70 or 80 because it's not perfect. Like I said, around the end of the movie, Owen Wilson convinces the other ghosts to turn against the box hack ghost and the gypsy, the sidekick, and Madame Yoda team up together to take down the box hack ghost. So before you can take Ben, because you have to be willingly to go to the other side and die, and basically because he almost takes the little boy, because the little boy recently lost his dad, and he was like writing notes to him and stuff like that at the mansion, and so he was targeting him, and he's possessing Danny DeVito, and trying and because they had to go back to where because I guess he didn't die there, because the backstory is for Madame Yoda was the guy who owns the house, and I think it's a McMaster Wilson or something like that, was lost his wife, and Madame Yoda is supposed to do seances in order to like summon her, and I guess she like moved on, so they kept on summoning wrong ghost, and they stayed in the house. That's how they explain that. And some of them did die at the house. That the box hack ghost killed. And when they went back to the box hack ghost house, they grabbed the hat. They had the little boy grab the hat because he was the one that got fit down to where all the graves that he killed, because he was betrayed by his family and his all his friends, and so he killed all of them. And so yeah, and now there's 999. There are people in there, and there's always room for one more. Just like it says in the ride. It's so yeah, so I loved it. It's very very faithful, and so I'm probably gonna give this one like a 9 out of 10. So I don't get you credits at all. So yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and please go see this movie. It's good. Bye bye.